What an absolute ripper of a race. But he's coming down there. Oh my goodness, it's been a change. Unbelievable finish.
Hi, I'm Scott Sinclair, Supercars Data Analyst. I want to take a look at Tickford Racing on the back of their stunning performance at Sydney Motorsport Park for the opening round of this year's championship season. Cam Waters won all 3 races, took 3 pole positions and 3 race fastest laps. It was the perfect weekend. Interestingly though, if we look back over the last 12 months at Tickford's car speed, there's evidence to suggest that what we saw at Sydney Motorsport Park shouldn't be a surprise. If we take a look at some of the key stats from Tickford Racing's 2024 season, we see they finished the team's championship in 2nd place. That's their best result since 2015. In the Drivers' Championship, Cam Waters finished 4th and Thomas Randall 5th. They had 8 pole positions and 4 race wins, but it's their lap time improvement where they ranked 1st, which is most interesting. Lap time improvement is a measure of how much each team gained in lap time from the start of the year to the end of the year relative to the fastest car. In Tickford's case, they were ranked number 1 and number 1 by a fair way. You can see here they gained nearly 0.5 of a second per lap relative to the fastest car from the first event to the last event. In fact, Erebus's numbers are slightly inflated because Brodie Kostecki joined the team after the start of the season. So Tickford's margin or improvement was significant compared to all the other teams. If we break that down into each event, we could see the gains they made through the season. There are a lot of ups and downs here, reflective of their inconsistency through the season, but there is a clear trend of the gap to the fastest decreasing as the season goes on. The Red Bull cars of Brock Feeney and Will Brown were the benchmark for car speed throughout last year, and if we overlay them in red, we can see how much Tickford were able to close the gap to them over the course of the season, to the point where the trend lines actually intersect by the last race of the year. With no changes to the driver or engineering lineup at Tickford during the off-season, it's little wonder that the momentum they built during last season has carried through to this season. If we add in their results from Sydney Motorsport Park, we see the trend continuing. This is going to be really interesting to watch over the coming events. Can they maintain that speed, or will the other teams find some more speed and be able to pull them back a little bit? There are a number of aspects of Tickford's performance they'll be looking to improve on this year to capitalise on the car speed they've shown at Sydney Motorsport Park. Their qualifying consistency last year, Waters was ranked 20th and Randall 21st. That's a measure of how consistent you are in qualifying, or in Tickford's case, how inconsistent they were. If you've got good car speed, you need to be consistent in qualifying to maximise your chances of getting race wins and podiums. The qualifying to race speed differential, Waters ranked 23rd and Randall 15th. That's a measure of how fast their car was in qualifying versus the race. So what it's saying in Tickford's case was their car was faster in qualifying than it was in the race. That's not ideal because points aren't given out in qualifying, so they'll be looking to equalise that this year. That then flows on to their race positions gain, where Waters was ranked 21st, losing on average 1.8 spots per race. If your race pace isn't the same as your qualifying pace, it is natural that you will drift back in the race. So that may take care of itself if they can improve that race speed differential. If we look at the qualifying consistency, it's interesting to see where Waters and Randall sit relative to Feeney and Brown. In simplistic terms, on the left, the lower you are, the faster you are, the better your qualifying average. And along the bottom, the further to the left you are, the more consistent you are in qualifying. Feeney and Brown, fast and consistent. Waters and Randall are fast, but they were inconsistent. This shows it really well, the gap between the Red Bull Ampol guys and the Tickford guys last year. One of the reasons for this was Tickford's inability to maximise the super soft tyre. This graph shows your average qualifying position for both tyres last year, for Red Bull Ampol and for Tickford. We can see here for Red Bull Ampol, the difference between their super soft qualifying in red and their soft qualifying in blue is very little, 1 position. But for Tickford, it's quite significant, nearly 5 positions different. They could not get the super soft tyre working in qualifying well. So that's going to be interesting this year because we do have 8 races on the super soft tyre through the Sprint Cup. They're going to need to improve that if they want to be competitive throughout the whole year. And if they do, that qualifying consistency that we looked at before will improve dramatically. So the improvement in car speed and the momentum that Tickford gained throughout last year has so far carried into this season. Will that be the same at the Grand Prix? Remains to be seen. But given how well Cam Waters' car looked and how well he was driving it and how well the team executed, it'd be hard to bet against him, particularly since he was fast there last year. It's going to be really interesting to watch to see if these metrics that we've tracked throughout last year change this year, given that they've started the year with so much more car speed.
Lines it up, points it towards the checkered flag, and this has been an epic weekend for Cameron Waters, who makes it 3 from 3, Sydney Motorsport Park.
G'day, thanks for watching this video. Click here to subscribe, click here to watch some more videos, and click here to download the Supercars app.